Anyway, this still isn't blackface, is it? Because it's still a mask. Blackface is visibly changing the tone of your skin, normally with makeup. What's his stand-up?
Loveline? Gavin. Oh, Gavin Newsom. Yeah, it gets me angry. Gavin, that's the best interview ever, right? Yeah, Gavin Newsom. So I got a theory, because Gavin Newsom, so California is like the only thing in California that's not on fire are the homeless. It's just homeless people in fire. That's all there is. Everyone is moving to
When do the jokes start? I'm wondering.
Nashville, and they're moving to Texas. Everyone's moving out of town, and his thing is like, okay, let me see. By 2035, no more internal combustion engines can be sold in the state of California. And you're like, okay, Gavin, the building's on fire. There's a pyramid of homeless people out front. Joe Rogan just went to Nashville. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Okay, all right. Let's see. Okay, I got something that's going to fix this. No business with more than 18 employees shall have a boardroom that does not have a bi-curious llama in it. A bi-curious llama of color.
How are people laughing at this? This is terrible.
We're gonna need an owl that's transitioning.
Thanks for the bits, Raven.
The fucking state is on fire and we're broke, okay? Let's see what I got here. I'd like to reduce our carbon.
I think some people get into like a comedy club and they just laugh at anything that happens because they're in that environment, you know? The people who go on to an Alan Carrara show are kind of a self-selecting audience.
Footprint, the fucking place is on fire. Our footprint is the size of Sasquatch wearing a waffle stomper. Okay, did I talk about that bi-curious owl yet? Well, I'm fresh out of ideas. You know what I realized? He picks fucking weird, inane shit because it's the kind of stuff you would focus on if you were out of problems, right? Like if you didn't have schools that were failing and taxes that were too high and you can't...
I can't bear this. This is pointless. It's just not funny. Look at this. That's the kind of comedy that should come back big time. What? There's no jokes. It's just a dude ranting about his issues with Gavin Newsom. Like what? Big time. Okay, let's just go.
Yeah, what's fascinating to me about it is Megyn Kelly was thrown off TV,
making us endure
that might be the case, that blackface might not always be racist. Whereas the governor of Virginia is still there because if they get rid of him, they wind up with a Republican governor. So it's not as sincere, I think, as people think it is.
They don't. The people who want you to apologize don't really care. I mean, that's something I figured out pretty early and often. They're not interested. And by the way, who are they? They speak for whom? Who do they speak for? The black community, right. The Batman community, the Mr. T community. Like who decided that you would be the spokesperson for this person or this group? I reject that notion.
So during the Trump...
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, right, this is how I think it goes with like jokes, any sort of comedy thing, stuff like that, right? You put something out there, right? You put a joke out there, comedy skit, or whatever it is, right? You put it out there, okay? How it should work is you got the audience that will react to it, whatever, and then past that, people might get hold of it in the wider space. And they'll tell you whether they liked it or don't like it, they're indifferent, they ignore it, whatever, right? So you might have a lot of people saying to you, we didn't like your joke, we thought it was bad, okay? And if it's a controversial joke, then guess what? If you're controversial, you're going to court controversy. That's the way it works. And then you as a comedian, you decide, do I care? Do I care about this feedback that I'm getting? Do I want to respond to it? Do I want to ignore it? What do I want to do? Okay? And you can go ahead and respond, and you can say, I don't care, I think it was funny, my audience liked it, so fuck you. Or you can say, actually, you're right, I went too far, whatever, you know? Whatever you want to do, right? And that's how it should work. Now, do sometimes people take it too far and like start to invoke the contacting of like people, you know, venues and jobs and stuff like that? Sure, that's when it goes too far, and that's something that we need to try and contend with. Whether it's possible to even fix that, I don't know. But anyway, that can happen. But broadly speaking, I think overall that's the kind of system we want to have, and normally it kind of works out like that. I think normally it kind of works out. The people will say your jokes fucking suck, and then the comedian can either go, I don't give a shit, fuck you. Normally that benefits them in some way, you know, because they're able to garner a bigger audience in some ways by doing that. Or they can say, I agree, I was too far, and apologise and placate the audience.
I don't think we lefties should be the joke police. But if PPL don't find it funny, because it's controversial, then breath, change your diaps and do something else. Or keep filling your Pampers to the brim.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the key thing there as well, I agree with that. And the key thing as well is this, you know, if you're going to be controversial, you're going to cause controversy. That's the way it's always been. It's always been like that, okay? Going back decades. And the reason that I really get annoyed with some comedians that complain about this stuff is like Lenny Bruce was getting arrested under obscenity laws decades ago, right? He was getting literally state violence against him as a result of jokes that he was telling. That's the real cancel culture of comedy from the past, you know? Yet today, you know, you've got like the Chad like Lenny Bruce getting arrested for telling jokes, and now you've got like the Virgin Kevin James is his name, is it? What's the name of that comedian that got been canned from the Oscars? Anyway, you get these comedians nowadays that are like, oh, I couldn't make that today, or I couldn't do that today because of cancel culture. It's like, motherfucker, Lenny Bruce was getting fucking arrested for telling jokes, and you're scared about telling some jokes now because some Kevin Hart, that's it. Because some fucking cringe lord on Twitter is going to give you grief over it. That is the fucking height of cowardice and patheticness. Tell your fucking joke with your chest, okay? Tell your joke with your chest, and if people don't like it and you don't care, you fucking tell them you don't care. You tell them to fuck off, okay? Tell them to their face, get fucked, I'm not going to fucking acquiesce to you, all right? That's the fucking answer. Not to be like, oh, you can't even do comedy nowadays, it's rubbish. Fuck off. Hate that shit so much. And this is what these fucking clowns are doing now. Anyway.
I'm watching TV at night, and every single late night comedian has the same opinion, exact same opinion. Nobody's laughing at the left. Nobody's making fun. Even now, they're saying, I mean, Samantha Bee said the other day, I'm not going to make fun of Joe Biden, which is, I don't even know how you, if you're a comedian, how you stop yourself from making fun of Joe Biden. Are there still comedians that you like? Are there people who you sit and
Joe
look
Biden is like one of the most like. There isn't. I mean, yeah, you've got like the head issue, the stuttering or whatever. Maybe there's a few things. I don't think he's like this great target for jokes. You know. I wonder how he would have felt about Trump getting made fun of. Anyway, this fucking bold twat. Huh? I wonder how he felt about that. I don't know. Joe Biden's kind of boring. Joe Biden's like the president of like a disaster movie from the mid-90s. Like he's just kind of like that to me, you know? Anyway, let's continue.
and think there's a guy who's doing what needs to be done to be funny?
I don't have my ear to the ground or my finger in the wind of the comedic, stand-up community. I'm fairly detached from it for a guy who does it for a living. I'm sort of like I always laugh about half the guys that were on the Bears in 1985 when Ditka would yell something at him. Some rookie would be like, "Coach, you don't know what it's like to be out on that field." You know what I mean? Meaning,
Thanks a lot.
I've never been.
Hey!
Oi, bruv.
Oi! Magnificent Rob, thanks very much for the sub. I appreciate that. We are one event away from a hype train. So, if you have got 100 bits knocking about, that you haven't subbed or bitsed recently, or you got a sub there, chuck it my way. Let's get a hype train going. We didn't hit the last one, so it'd be good to get this one going.
In the community, so to speak, I had a radio background and a construction background. So I've never really hung with the comedians. There's guys out there speaking their mind. There are guys and gals out there that are funny, but it's just not a community that I've ever really socialized with, spent a lot of time with, and or study.
Hey, Sniper Kittens, thanks for the bits.
What do you think, in terms of you being, because you're a very funny guy, what do you think when you hear, for instance, people talking about transgenderism as if you can think your way from being one sex to another? Not that somebody might have.
What kind of question is that? What kind of question was that? That's unbelievable. What is he asking about that? Why have they got to insert trans people into all of these
White
conversations?
people happy.
Hey, Super Spawn, thanks for the sub. That was wild. Where did that even come from?
It's just not a community that I've ever really socialized with, spent a lot of time with, and or study.
What do you think, in terms of you being, because you're a very funny guy, what do you think when you hear, for instance, people talking about transgenderism as if you can think your way from being one sex to another? Not that somebody might have a problem with the bodies, and I understand that, and I understand that nature makes all kinds of goes down all kinds of strange pathways, but the argument of the left is that you literally become a woman when you think that you might have some feminine traits. Can you make fun of that? I mean, is that the sort of thing that like feeds into comedy, or do?
Damn, these rightoids have really figured out the trans stuff, haven't they? Yeah, I'm thinking I got some feminist traits. Oh my god, I'm a trans cat girl now. What the fuck happened there?
You look at that and just think that's beyond laughing at.
I don't think there's anything that's inherently off the table comedically. I was at
I agree with that.
I think I was at the Hugh Hefner roast in New York City. We taped that for Comedy Central about 10 days after 9/11.
Listen, all I'm going to say is this. If you want to tell a spicy joke, make sure it's funny, okay? You make sure it's funny. Because if you don't, that's the real issue, okay?
And we were 3 miles away from, the smoldering ashes and the rubble of 9/11. And Gilbert Gottfried was doing 9/11 jokes. And and in New York City, we weren't in...
Look at that nervous laughter from him. He's like, no, I'm not talking about 9/11. No, please. No, I don't want to hear about that. Just talk about the transes, please. I don't want to, not 9/11. That's too precious.
Decree.
That's what
we're
he's
in
thinking.
New York City. And some people found it distasteful. Other people laughed. Other people were sort of toggled in between, both those emotions. And it's been, 20, almost 20 years or 20 years. And I do remember that, and so if you say to me, what other jokes do you remember from that night? I will say none, except for I remember Gilbert Gottfried was doing jokes about 9/11. I didn't think he had anything to do with 9/11. I now think differently. But at the time,
yeah.
No, I realized he didn't. He's a New Yorker. He was probably scared and heartbroken by 9/11. I didn't think he was happy about it. I didn't think he was disrespecting. In my world, it's hard. The people that are dead are dead. It's hard for him to disrespect him. I didn't assume family members were in the audience. And
the people that are dead are dead. Okay, I got respect for that. That's a real Chad.jpg moment.
That's his prerogative. There are things for me that I don't find funny, and I don't like to, I don't like to make fun of, but that's my own personal decision. And I certainly couldn't decide it for other people.
Right. And you don't want to destroy the guy.
What's the difference between Thatcher's grave and a trampoline? You take your shoes off to jump on a trampoline.
True. Thanks for the bits, no just MC. Backpedaling so hard after that reaction, yep.
And for stepping, comedians step over the line sometimes. That's kind of part of your job.
Yeah, although, I would kind of argue for a comedian, there shouldn't be a line. Maybe there should be a line for politicians and school teachers and bus drivers, but I don't know if there should be a line for...
I don't even know if there is really a line at this stage. I think that this is the thing, right? Like, unironically, there's so many different lines because everyone's at different levels of sensitivity. And as a comedian, you decide what lines you're willing to step over and what lines you aren't. And then if you do start stepping over certain lines and you get pushback, again, if you're going to be controversial, you're going to cause controversy. That's the way it goes. You know, live by the sword, you die by the sword. And yeah, exactly. What is this line? Is it getting mean tweets or getting every venue that you're booked with to cancel you? Like, what are we talking about here? You know,
Comedians. That's what comedy is historically.
So you made a documentary with Dennis Prager, No Safe Spaces.
Oh my
And
god!
you traveled around to the colleges.
Wait, I've got to find the poster of this. This is a banger of a poster. Oh god, I should watch that on stream sometime. Oh, look at this. Look at this for a banging poster. Oh god, it's so small. Why is it so small? Anyway, you get the idea. Look at it. Maybe there's another version. This one's bigger. This one's bigger. Look how bad the artwork on it is. It looks like they've got two random bodies and like inserted. Like, look, what is this? Dennis Prager looks like he shit himself, for starters. You got this bus in the background crashing through. It's so bad. It's so funny. Anyway, I just thought that was a funny meme.
And confronted the fact that colleges specifically, where you're supposed to be learning the liberal arts, are supposed to be learning what they used to call the great conversation, which is all the different thoughts that people have had in Western civilization through the centuries. They've kind of become centers of censorship and centers of what they call snowflakeism, people who just feel that they're under attack if anybody disagrees with them. Do you foresee, I mean, you've always had a really good sense of what was coming down the pike. Do you foresee that as getting worse, or are we going to reach a point where we just can't stand that anymore?
I think what we're going to do and what we're creating, I was talking to you on my podcast that there was a White Lives Matter rally, which is inevitable because you can only have so many black lives. Look, you could only have, forget about race, you could only have so many Green Lives Matter rallies before you had an Orange Lives Matter rally. That's just kind of who we are as human beings, you know. So I've been kind of studying it, and I've been saying for years that, people keep saying, where are we heading as a society? I say half the country is going to safe spaces and the other half's going to an octagon. That's what this is going to create. And I've been kind of interestingly kind of noticing driving through LA. I do a lot of commuting and I've spent a lot of time on the road. I have.
What did he just say? Sorry, I missed that. I got distracted.
Do you foresee that as getting worse, or where?
I think what we're going to do and what we're creating, I was talking to you on my podcast that there was a White Lives Matter rally, which is inevitable because you can only have so many black lives. Look, you could only have, forget about race, you could only have so many Green Lives Matter rallies before you had an Orange Lives Matter rally. That's just kind of who we are as human beings, So I've been kind of studying it, and I've been saying for years that, people keep saying, where are we heading as a society? I say half the country is going to safe.
Why didn't he just say? Why do you have to make up random colors that people aren't? Oh my god, this is brilliant.
Spaces, and the other half's going to an octagon. That's what this is going to create. And I've been kind of interestingly kind of noticing driving through LA. I do a lot of commuting and I've spent a lot of time on the road. I have started seeing more Teslas and more Priuses and more hybrids and, full all electric cars and stuff like that. But I've seen a lot of Teslas. But in the last 2 years, I've seen a lot of Jeeps and a lot of Ford Raptor pickup trucks. There's no reason to ever own a Ford Raptor. I'm a car guy, but that essentially is a Baja 1000 trophy truck, big knobby tires, big suspension lift kits. So what do we have? Well, we have Teslas and we have Ford Raptors, and even Dodge Ram has gotten to the mix with their, oh God, what is the Ram? It's the RX, what is it, Chris? I'll tell me, the TRX, which is the Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's going to kill the Raptor. The point is, these cars have 700 plus horsepower and can do 140 miles an hour on uneven terrain in the desert. There's no reason to be going down PCH or Wilshire Boulevard in one of those. So Well, what do we have? Well, we have half the population saying, I want a Tesla, and you have the other population going, that, I'm getting a Raptor. Now, we used to all just drive around in Camrys and Accords because we weren't trying to make...
Where's he going with this car thing? Why is he laughing at it? What's funny? What is there some secret boomer jokes that I'm missing here? What's funny about this?
A statement. We just hung out in the middle. More and more Jeeps, more and more off-road vehicles, more and more big-ass trucks with lift kits on it, and more Teslas. And that's where we're heading.
So how does that play out in terms of...
What? I feel like I'm having a stroke. What does that even mean? What was he talking about there? What does that even mean? I don't even understand what he's trying to say about cars. I can smell toast, yeah, and I'm feeling a bit. My face is, drooping a bit. Okay, we're gonna have to move on. I got no clue.
Media, you did the Man Show. You couldn't put the Man Show on any outlet that I can think of today, including I think right-wing outlets. I don't think the Daily Wire would put on the Man Show with its what they British call laddish humor, kind of frat boy humor. Will there come into being outlets that will do that again?
Yeah, do you know what? It's because it's old hat now. It's because it's old hat. It won't sell. It won't sell anymore. People are bored of that. It's because of capitalism, Andrew, you bold twat. That's why. It's because of capitalism. No one's interested in that sort of comedy anymore. Really, there's not a big enough market for it. You could probably do a YouTube show. You could probably do a YouTube show with that sort of thing if you really wanted to, by yourself. That's the glory now. But no one's unlike a mainstream TV show. That's going to be a very little interest. Yeah, exactly. Do we want to bring back Carry On films? Yeah, exactly. Carry On films wouldn't be made today, not because you couldn't if you really wanted to, because no one's going to watch it. No one's interested in that anymore. Comedy's moved on. Jesus Christ.
And that will be politically incorrect again? Or does political incorrectness just keep spreading like a sort of, toxic fog?
I think wherever you create a void, something will rush in and fill it, And if you have 1,000 Mexican food restaurants, then somebody's going to open a burger joint. It just creates that. It's like, look at Gutfeld. There was never any kind of nighttime, late night thing that had any kind of conservative, right wing, anything, and now there is. So I think there's always going to be. I think the trend. Yeah, I was actually talking to Dr. Drew about this earlier today, and I said half the country's basically split in half. You got folks on the right and folks on the left. Now, the folks on the left have all the coolest people from high school. They got the LeBron Jameses, they got the Obamas, they got Oprahs, they got all the George Clooney's, all the cool kids are on the left. And the right has we got Scott Baio and Ted Nugent. You know what I mean? There's nothing on the right. Nobody's creating this or doing that.
Yeah, get fucked, right, Toys. You got the loser squad. Yeah, let's go.
Left has Sacha Baron Cohen, and so that seems like the cool party to go to. But everyone still just gets one vote. And if you're selling tacos,
the bold guy's name's Andrew Clavin.
There's still $4 a taco, whether LeBron James is buying one or Ted Nugent is buying one. And I think media is starting to kind of wake up to it slowly, but they're starting to wake up to it and go, there's a lot of people at that uncool kids party and they got credit cards and they drive cars and they shop. Like, how about something for them? And I think this is a trend that you're going to see. I also said, if you look at I'll give you a very good example here in terms of the way it's kind of shifting, I think. If you took a look at the iTunes, top 100 podcast 5 years ago, the only conservative you'd see on there would be Ben Shapiro. Now there's probably 10, 12, 15 in the top 50.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the market is trending away from that kind of old school style of right-wing kind of shock comedy. You still get controversial stuff, but it's more like the trend at the moment. I mean, obviously, there's lots of different trends out there. You know, I don't know. I don't really watch mainstream comedy shows that much anymore. Yeah, the kids don't like the boomer stuff. There's like more absurdist comedy, like, you know. I mean, Always Sunny. Always Sunny is a very, you know, has always courted like some degree of controversy because they do spicy jokes and spicy gags, you know. So it's not as if that like the idea of controversial comedy is dead. Like it still exists and persists in the world. It's just that kind of right wing style of like, oh yeah, I'm edgy, I'm gonna say the N word. That is just old hat now, and people are just bored of it. It's boring to people, you know. Today Zoomers need to go and watch Nathan Barley. True, great TV show. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
Where did this come from? It was created, you know, and it was so much to the left that it created opportunities for, you know, Dan Bongino. I like Dan Bongino, but we probably wouldn't know who Dan Bongino was if it didn't pull so hard to the left and create an opening for a Dan Bongino or many others of his ilk.
So the classic, I'm running out of time, but just last question. The classic um, set point for most conservatives is all is lost. That's almost.
hey,
Spits on Andrew Clavin's dome and shines it like a bowling ball.
no way. That's so mean, Ugly Pie. Based. There we go, Andrew Clavin. There's a joke. Put that on your pipe and smoke it. Yes. Yes. Thank you for the bits, Ugly Pie. I don't like a lot of Joe Rogan's friends, but those guys seem to be what's cool nowadays, like that stupid machine guy who's never been funny. Yeah, Borat's pretty funny.
Instantly, anything changes on Earth, and immediately conservatives think all is lost. That's just the way they're built. But you don't seem to be saying that. You don't. I mean, the left is making a concerted effort to use the power of corporations, use the power of social media to shut down and demonize all voices on the right. But you seem to feel like it doesn't matter. Those voices will eventually rise one way or the other. Is that fair? Fair to say?
Well, look, I think they have. I mean,
Yeah.
Gutfeld is doing great in the ratings. And, you know, Gutfeld's good, and I like Greg, but the ratings are more what has been created by the hard pull to the left, you know. My take is you either want to, unfortunately, we're creating an environment where you have to declare a major. You either have to go right or you have to go left. The people that shall be punished, you say the right is being punished. Well, Ben Shapiro is not being punished. Ben Shapiro is thriving. And the Daily Wire is thriving. Candace Owens is not, you know, Jordan Peterson. No. I'll tell you who gets punished. Anyone who lives in the middle. Because that is essentially, it's trench warfare. And you're Kevin Costner just riding a horse, like right down the middle. You got both sides shooting at you. It's essentially trench warfare. And if you're literally in the middle of trench warfare, your ass is grass. It's not necessarily that.
I mean, centrists kind of enjoy, like, you know. Ooh, excuse me. Centrist, I don't know. What's this centrist victimhood? This is weird to me. Centrists are fine, aren't they? What problems has centrists got?
One trench is better than the other. It's anyone who thought they could hang out in the middle is not going to survive anymore. And there is no financial viability to hanging out in the middle anymore. There used to be a financial viability. Now you must either head to the left and, you know, hang out with Joy Reid, or you can go join the Daily Wire.
Joy Reid? Oh my God.
You can't just sort of, that's
Jonathan
kind of what I was talking about with Dr. Drew.
Jonathan Pye is kind of center left in some ways, and yeah, they're super popular. There's lots of like centrist people that enjoy popularity.
Dr. Drew is kind of a centrist. He's kind of a middle guy. He's like, I agree with this point. I agree with that. I said, there's no one cares about that anymore. By the way, the left doesn't recognize a center. They only recognize a left and a right. There is no center for the left. So if you think you're going to...
What are you talking about? We hate centrists.
Be a sensible, even-keeled guy and get jobs in Hollywood. No, you are not. They don't have a middle. It's like a restaurant that doesn't have a medium. They just have a small and a large. They do not recognize the middle. So
you can't get a job in Hollywood if you're a centrist. This is just wrong.
Better off just going over to the right and, you know, hanging your shingle there.
That was trash. Anyway, that was fun to react to. Another little slice for YouTube, I think. Hollywood is literally packed to the brim with centrists. True. Okay, there we go. There's another piece of content served up. I hope you enjoyed that. That'll be a nice little YouTube segment. Okay, I don't have another video to react to, but actually there's been some... I'll watch it another time. Or maybe not at all. Basically, there's been some some accusations made against a popular YouTuber. So, before we get into that though, I'm going to need to ask you for a little bit more. Okay? I'm going to need to ask you for a bit more. The nerds of DGG. The soy, I can smell the soy. I will destroy you. I get my power from the sun. Oh, it's too much for me. Oh. I am the dragon. I will breathe fire. Rem. Hey, Aaron, thanks for the gift and sub. Ahrelevant.
Yo, thanks.
Hey, Aaron, thanks for the other gift and sub. Appreciated. Okay, so let's look at Cold Jobs.
That's really generous of you.
And another one. 3 gifted subs. Thank you. You thought it was Tuesday, but it's only Monday. It is only Monday. It is only Monday. Okay. Right then. Now then. Let's get into this. Hey!
Subscribe to Chud Logic on YouTube.
Is speed... Indeed. Oh, thanks, Ugly Pa. I was about to do that. Is speed running YouTuber Carl Jobst a white supremacist? Okay, so listen. The goals are a meme today. I put it at 420.69 as a meme. But yeah, if you want to chuck any money into the pot, it is appreciated. Obviously, subs are discounted at the moment. 20% for new subscribers. 20% off gifted subs. Further to that, you can chuck bits my way. Text to speech, 50 bits minimum. Or you can just chuck money directly into my pocket via this link here. Those are the ways you can support me. I'm going to be away from the 20th here. Yeah, from today. And my next stream back. Damn, that's like 2.5 weeks. Holy shit. So my first stream back will be Thursday the 7th of October. So I'm going to be away for all that time.
Yo, thanks a lot.
Oh my god! Kurenberg with a 5 gifted subs. That's super generous of you. Thank you very much for that, my friend.
Yo, thanks a lot. That's really generous of you.
It is good. It is good to get a buffer.
Yo, thanks a lot. That's really generous.
And then next month, it all starts again. But listen, you'll have a 2-week break. You'll have a 2-week break from giving me money.
Yo, thanks
all right?
a lot. That's really
Hey,
generous.
Pablo, thanks for the bits. You'll have a break from gifting subs,
thanks a
money,
lot.
all that
That's
stuff.
generous.
And then 2 weeks' time, okay, your wallets will be refreshed and we can start all over again, okay? Reload your wallets,
Got
folks.
2 more
It's time
work
to go
days,
again.
chat. Give me your energy to get through it.
I'm almost out. I'm just like squeezing everyone dry like a sponge. Give me more. I need more. No, thanks a lot for the subs. Appreciate that. Thanks for the bits, Pablo. Is there a substitute lined up? Unfortunately not. Oh my god, Zeod with 1,000 bits. Thank you.
Hire a Padello on your holiday.
Thank you, I will. That's super generous. Thank you.
I get paid this week, so I'll be broke by the time Chud is back.
No worries, PB and Jan. Thank you for the bits. Appreciate that. Well, okay. I'm not going to return with the camera. I'm still a bit anxious about the camera thing. I tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to improve my audio. I'm going to get a better mic. And I'm going to get new headphones too, which I need, because these are like 30, 40 quid's worth, and they're all horrible and sweaty. I'll sub for you, Chud. Just send me a stream key. Oh my god. What do you mean, oh my god, Ugly Pie? What's happened? Boom! Indeed. And if you put your face next to the new mic, and when you talk, it will sound great. Come back with Chud Cam.
Yo, thanks a lot.
Hey, Pablo, thanks for the gifted sub. Good shit for less sweat. Do it, coward. Oh my god. What if my face puts people off, though, Ugly Pie? That's the problem. What if people see my face and they're like, nah, I wasn't ready for this kind of beard. I wasn't expecting this kind of beard. The Chud Logic face reveal. Oh my god. Yeah, that's me. Damn Skippy. You'll keep gifting out of pity. Thank you, Kierenberg. At least I'll have one gifter still. At least I'll have one lone contributor. Even worse, what if they see you're white? True. Okay. So, who is Carl Jobst? Carl Jobst is is it Carl Jobst? Carl Jobst. He is a YouTuber, okay? So he's a YouTuber and he does lots of videos about speed running, okay? So this is the kind of stuff he does. He speaks about like golden.
Hello, you absolute legends.
Generally, seems like a good dude. Anyway.
Personally, I am always trying to find ways to be.
So someone came into my chat earlier and said that he's been outed as a white supremacist, I believe was the accusation. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a bit disappointed because what I've actually been sent to kind of prove this is somewhat lackluster, to say the least, okay? All I've seen, and if you want to send me more, by all means do, okay? This apparently is the proof that he's like some, if there's more, send it to me. This is a very early investigatory stage. So obviously, blacks use the word all the time and whites can't in a hip hop setting, or if they want to imitate the culture, dumb AF. Our White Goose, apparently our White Goose has been outed as a pretty serious guy, his whole link to all his stuff there. It's a pretty serious sort of racist or whatever. There's actually much more receipts for that. But then Carl says, yeah, imagine if whites said, blacks, you can't use this word. Is that it? Is this it? Is this all we've got? Because I'm going to be honest, this doesn't really meet the standard I would expect to prove that someone is obviously I disagree with what he's saying here and the way he's saying it, but I don't really know if this is proof that he is some sort of turbo racist dude, Also, how long ago was this? I don't want to show this on stream, so give me 2S. So yeah, this is the guy. I'm not going to show all the messages. I'll link it in chat if you want to see the imager thing. So this is our White Goose, the person he was interacting with. Apparently there's been loads of leaks from this guy's Discord. I think there is a lot of importance in not showing your power level. It's easy to get cast away as an anti-Semite if you talk about the JQ in this climate. So I think we know what the deal is there. What's this? Okay, let's have a look. So these are the other leaks, I guess? Now Twitter. So in my opinion, I think it's fine for white people to say the N-word when singing along to if hip songs if they're in the lyrics. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that personally. Yeah, if you're in your car and a song's on and you're singing along and you say the N-word, I mean, you know, what is it? What does it matter? It's like no one's gonna know anyway, right? I don't know. I don't think that's that bad, is it? I don't know. Does anyone have a significant problem with like if a white person is in their car by themselves or whatever, singing along to a rap song and the N word is like, does anyone have a problem with them singing along to that? I don't know. I just don't think that's that big a deal. Does anyone disagree? Anyway, yeah, probably the N word being used in hip hop because I do think it's hypocritical. These from 2018, by the way, just for reference. Grasping at straws. Americans are fuckwits. We Aussies would never knew that word until hip hop brought it into mainstream. I'm Australian. Who cares what I think? We don't use that word. They're the mentality of kids. I mean, it's pretty shocking they still care about things like that. I'm married, so it's not exactly something I care about. I bet everything I own, I've been with more women than them, lol. He used to be a pickup artist. Okay, what does that matter? He's not taking my surname. I have nothing to do with this side of the family, so we'll be using Maximus wrong. 60 pills twice a day, improve sperm quality. I mean, I don't know what the relevance of this is. Who cares? It'll be awesome. Chinese and Australian. Imagine the hair color. Should be good. Half Chinese, half massive cock. I mean, I don't know. Is this supposed to be like really bad and I'm supposed to be shocked by this? This is nothing. Listen, I could go to the pub downstairs and have a more racist conversation than any of this in the next 5 minutes, probably. Oh yeah, so Doris is getting some surgery, nothing major. She had to get something removed. 12-inch cock and double D tits would make Carl unstoppable. If YouTube keeps getting bigger, the titty implants are gonna happen. That's just a good meme. That's just a good meme. So it looks like he used to be a pickup artist. Like, okay, I don't really care. This is like nothing. Is this it? Is that seriously it? Is that the best they've got? Oh my god, this is unbelievable. Is that really it? Jesus Christ. What a nothing burger. What an absolute nothing burger. Oh my god. I can't believe someone came in and tried to make out Carl Jobs as like some real bad person or something. Wong is my wife's surname. The breast implants were for myself as a joke. It's funny that your attempt to make me look bad, you became insanely racist. Oh no! Oh, flip reversed. Based. Based, I'm gonna like that. Based, I support Carl Jobs, okay? That is pure Chad.jpg energy right there. I don't know. Has anyone seen anything that they think is really egregious? I'm just a bit like, okay, like I don't know. It's from 2018, 2019. It's not even that bad. God, the internet's so weird. What's this? Oh yeah, I saw this. Looks like he's going to be making a video about it, so that'll be good content. Interesting. I don't know. This is very, like, nothing. Who is this person? These people are absolutely insane, I swear to God. They're just desperate. They're desperate for blood. They're absolutely desperate for blood. It's a total nothing burger. There's nothing there. It's like, listen, hot take, but this is like, this isn't like, this is a fairly regular opinion. This is a fairly regular opinion that, like, yeah, white people should be allowed to say the N word to a rap song. It's just nothing. Yeah. Do I need to tap the sign? Do I need to? Courtesy of Ugly Pie, of course. One of the best meme that's ever been made for me. Look at this. Don't make me tap the sign. There we go. You know the drill. You know the drill by now. You know the drill, everyone. You know the drill. Okay. This is silly. There's nothing. Unless something new drops. I'm lit. Yeah. Oh, hang on. What's this? What happened? He made a lot of rich people very upset. It's why speaking truth to power and holding power to account is so important, but it makes you powerful enemies. Damn, I wonder if these people are being useful idiots. Because Carl has had a run-in with that Billy Mitchell guy. Look. So Billy Mitchell is that guy that has got a lot of accusations about faking speed runs for Donkey Kong. And him and Carl Jobs and Billy Mitchell have been at it with each other. I wonder if like this is like opposition research stuff. Damn, I wonder if that's it. And then all of these you know, leftoids are just basically being like useful idiots for like that's a theory. That's a theory. Jesus Christ, look at this cowardice. Cowardice. Effective immediately. I'm ending all involvement and association with Carl Jobst. Oh my God. That is absolutely coward. That is cowardice. Oh, okay. No, it is a coincidence. I got it wrong. It's a coincidence. It's a coincidence. It's a coincidence. The people doing this have had it out for me for several years. Listen, I don't mind cutting associations over something really serious. So this is just like what I would never if it was my if I was in that situation and I had that relationship with someone, I wouldn't cut them off. What's he done that's so bad? He doesn't even tweet that much, it looks like. Check it on a non-reply tweet like a public one. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, exactly. Let them do their response, surely. But no, he's just going all in. Damn, that's crazy. I just couldn't imagine doing that to someone. That's really cowardly. Damn. I don't even know who this is, but kind of whatever. It is what it is. Some people just don't have an appetite for any sort of controversy or drama, and they'll just cut ties at the drop of a hat rather than actually, you know, deal with it or whatever. So yeah. What are people saying anyway? Take care of yourself. Damn, lots of support to be fair. But the real test is what happens if you search for Carl Jobst on Twitter. Yeah, Dr. Butler. We just had a look through some of the stuff. I mean, it doesn't seem to be particularly like. Listen, I think I'd say that, like, you know, the fact he's mixing with some dude who's like clearly like a Nazi guy talking about the JQ is a bit sus. But like, other than that, I don't really think he's specifically said anything himself that's that egregious. So yeah, what are people saying about him generally? Carl Jobs. This all applies to his tweets. I mean, we can look at this. We can throw Carl Jobs onto the good YouTuber shitty person pile. What? What for? What's he done? Jesus Christ. That's I don't know, Dr. Butler. That's your opinion, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if I could really get on board with that. I need more evidence. I need more evidence before I say that. I don't know. I mean, he never in any of the content I've watched of his has in any way gestured towards that sort of thing. I don't know. Just oh my god. Unless Carl Jobs apologises and actually owns up to his behaviour. What behaviour? I won't be watching his content from now on. Jesus Christ. Fuck all these people that are saying this. Oh, look, there's Dr. Butler. Oh, you look, there you were asking for the source. That was a few days ago. Not many people are talking about it, to be fair. Yeah, you've got to have like the hardline proof, right?
Lay me down before I get the bottle. Have to threaten my dog with a water
People are
bottle.
saying Carl Jobs is a racist. Look at this. It's just look. It's people with an axe to grind sometimes. We go back and click it.
I'm done for a while. I'll be back at this later this evening. Thanks for watching.